Okay, let's try that all over again. I have no idea if it's going to work this time. Maddie's just switched over to Chrome, so we're going to see if that has a better result. So let's see. Let's see if we can get up and running in our second attempt. I feel like I'm not having much luck with Facebook Live at the moment. First I went sideways, then I went on with JT. Okay, so let's give it... Nah. Doesn't like you, Matthew. It's telling me, sorry, Matthew, can't join a live video. That's just not nice, is it? That's not fair. Maybe what I'll do is just pick other random people that come on live and ask them questions. Okay, so for whatever reason, it doesn't want me to let Matthew on the line. So I think what we're going to do is we might go offline. We might record this old-fashioned style as a pre-record and then upload it for everyone to watch. I think that might be the way to go. So for those of you that did jump on, because I've got a couple of people on the line at the moment. For those of you that did jump on, hi, good morning. It's a windy day here in Sydney this morning. We were going to talk to Maddie Wright about IHRSA Institute highlights. We'll go offline, we'll record that and bring that on later on. In the meantime, guys, make sure you tune out because today I'm about to release episode 3 of the Fitness Business Podcast Retention Series featuring Paul Brown. So it's episode 3 of 4 in total. And next week, I've got a very special guest coming on the show. We're going to be talking about, ironically, live Facebook streaming. So hopefully by then I've got it figured out. I'm going to give Maddie another try. Hang on. Guess what? You've just done something to make it work. Right, hang on. I don't know what you've just done, but I think it's working. I'm holding my breath right now. Hang on. My screen says it's inviting you. Something's happening between Sydney and the US. Oh, Maddie! Oh, man.
Oh,
that was
my
intense.
God.
That was so intense.
Look, one computer, 2 computers, I got my iPad.
Oh, my God. We did it.
I was getting ready to go live and be like, well, since I prepared for this, Chantal's going to have to...
Yeah.
remind
Were you just going to go live by yourself?
Yeah, I was just
going to go live solo.
Whoever wanted to
Hey.
talk to.
Well, I'm here, I'm listening, and we've got other people on the line. So welcome, good morning, everybody. We made it. Oh, I feel like we've kind of crossed a hurdle now. That was big. That's so cool. Okay, you just get yourself set up there.
Oh.
So tell everyone, what time is it for you?
So it is 10 after 7. I'm in Connecticut, so East Coast.
East Coast time, and 9 a.m. here for me, or just after 9 a.m. after a little bit of mucking around with technology. Now, at the moment, I'm got your chest height.
There we
okay,
go.
Duck down. There we go. We're set.
Oh, now I'm sliding. My phone case.
I feel like, this is Facebook Live, right? This is how it works.
This is what it's all about. It's going to be much better
This is
when you're here in the fall, so then we don't have to worry about
I know. I'm counting the days till I head over there. I'm coming over for Club Industry, so it's about 6 weeks away?
Yeah.
5-6 weeks? And about 4 weeks till I'm in Boston. So very excited about that. Hey, Maddie, so listen, now that we're online and everything's working as it should do, hey, congratulations to you because you were the winner of the Curtin Jane Boosman Scholarship. Did I say it correctly?
You did. Great job.
Yes, I practiced that all morning. But congratulations on that because that's absolutely phenomenal to be recognised. And tell us, what did it feel like when they first told you that you'd won the scholarship for the IHRSA Institute?
So it's actually pretty funny because when they had called me, I was picking up my wife's dry cleaning, as I typically do on Wednesdays. And my response was exactly my typical response, which was there must not have been very many applicants if I ended up getting the scholarship. But no, honestly, it's a true honor. I mean, first and foremost, Big thank you to IHRSA for just everything that they've done. The IHRSA Institute was hands down one of the best conferences I've ever attended. Just being with so many like-minded people who are so passionate and driven. I'm sure all listeners of the Fitness Business Podcast, and if they aren't, they better be.
They better be.
But no, I mean, being recognized with Mel from over in Australia was really fantastic. So we really got to come together, and they just do a great job putting on events. So I was really pleased.
They did phenomenal. And we should just set the scene for anyone that isn't familiar with the IHRSA Institute, because it is 4 days. It's August 1st to 4th, yeah? And it's made up, so there's an amazing faculty of people like Bill McBride and Brent Darden and Alison Flatley. Hang on, I wrote down some names here. Who else? Christine Thowitz, Rick Caro, Chris Stevenson was there. Hey, as a matter of fact, did I see Chris Stevenson running a boot camp one morning?
Yeah, I wasn't there, but he was.
I think I saw. I was having a little bit of FOMO over here in Australia because it looked like you guys were having such a phenomenal time. So, yeah, so 4 days, and it's basically a whole lot of fitness professionals getting together and having the professional side, but also having the networking side and hanging out together, right?
Yeah. There was 85 people between attendees, faculty, and our sponsors.
Yeah. And what was it like for you, like first-time attendee?
You know, exciting, right? I want to be one of those faculty members, and being able to learn from them was just a great experience. You know, the site itself at UNC Chapel Hill at the graduate school at the Keenan Flagler College, it was a gorgeous setting. Weather was perfect, and the food and drink were plentiful and very good. Well,
that's all part of it, right?
Yeah.
I want to say shout out to JP, by the way. Hey, JP. Hey, Angus. Good morning to you. Okay, so I wanted to get you on, Maddie, to talk about what your real highlights were. Like, what were the things that stood out to you and that you've been able to take back home into your fitness facility and really apply the lessons that you've learned? Share us some of those with us.
For sure. So first and foremost is anytime I attend these conferences, it's like getting trainer happy, where you learn the exercises and you immediately want to go back to your clients and then start making them do it.
Yeah.
Is there a chipmunk in the background or something?
No. There's a lot of birds, though. Can you hear the birds? Yeah. I'm in the middle of a park.
But no, that's exactly what it was, which is you get so excited, and I really just had to step away from everything. I mean, I literally have probably half a notebook of notes from everything. It was, you know, what can I take back, but then what are really those key takeaways? And that was one of the biggest points they were making, which I gave you that feedback after the IDEA conference, which was, you know, stop being mediocre at so many things and start being awesome at that few. So like Mark Miller really talked about that in his talk, where he said, like, look, know what your brand is and be behind it. Like, eat, sleep, and breathe it. The number one thing, mapping and strategy, was probably the two most commonly used terms. So I kept writing down all the buzzwords. Frank Darden gave a great talk, and his was titled Strategic Planning for Club Executives. And one of the first things I have here written down real big, which is you got to have the map. Too often we try to just pick things that we think are going to work, and we get excited, and we hope it sticks. I believe JT sort of just talked about this in his live video. So that's why I really got away, and I was like, you know what, come up with a map. Like, you know, we're in a business. I talk to so many of my friends, and they're like, oh, you work out all day. Well, I wish I just worked out all day. But we're a business just like anything else. So being able to lay that out, what are those steps? So it was, you know, mapping, strategy, identity, know what your brand is, believe in everything that you're doing, and make sure that you have all team members on board, because it's just like a machine. You need everything firing at all cylinders to be successful.
So when you talk about a map, did you physically go back and sort of write out a plan that you then went through with the team? Like, what does that actually look like?
So for me, I went back, and there was a few things that really worked for me, right? So I run all of our fitness department, and I do a lot of the onboarding and training development. So I learned a lot from Chris Stevenson with, you know, his onboarding of his team. I mean, When you
Yeah.
look at a club like Stevenson Fitness with their net promoter scores and what he's been able to do, it's just plug and play ideas that you can come back and say, like, you know what? He talks about Lux language. Like, it isn't thanks. It's, thank you very much. We look forward to having you as one of our members here. That's what differentiates some of the smaller clubs from whether it's the middle club or the high-end club. I mean, customer service has no number tied to it, so I don't care if you're spending $5 a month. You should still have that type of language in what you're doing. The other key component of like the map, which was what can I implement right now, and then what's going to take me working with the other key leaders on my team to assist me with, right? It's never just about what I want to do. So I try to pitch to my senior management team and say, look, these are some great things that are happening out in our community. Let's look at what we can use under our model and then be successful with it. And there was a lot. I mean, it continued. Every day was like, oh my gosh, I want to use that. Oh my gosh, I want to use that.
And I think that's one of the best things about those type of events is that you go along thinking, yep, our business is doing pretty good, or we've got things pretty well under control, but you go along to those events and you suddenly hear about these ideas that other people are doing and implementing. And as you say, you can then really take those and find a way to put them into your business or craft them for your business. And you always learn, don't you? Doesn't matter what event it is, you are always going to pick some new information up.
No, I mean, the best leaders are always learners, right? It doesn't stop. I just gave a 2-day workshop to some of our newest Health Tracks trainers, and I kept telling them is everything is what you make of it. We supply you the tools, but the greatness comes from the way that you internalize and you're able to actually deliver that. Yeah, it's really neat.
Absolutely. And I should just go back to you just mentioned Chris Stevenson before and that whole onboarding process, and we talked about that a lot on the show. As a matter of fact, it has been one of the most downloaded interviews in like the past 10 weeks. It just went off the charts. And I think it's because Chris has such a structured approach to that onboarding process, and you just gave a couple of examples of the way that they speak to members, but I think the structure behind it, and as you sort of called it, the mapping behind it is so important.
Yeah, and it's, once again, first thing I wrote down, which was the experience is the key differentiator. The way I explained the shift from customer service to customer experience is customer service is finite. Customer service is me giving you the towel or greeting you, but customer experience stays with you thereafter. And in a business that's driven by 60-70% retention for our memberships, those experiences really do become the lifeline and bloodline of our business.
Yeah, absolutely. Were there any, talking about customer experiences, were there any examples that were shared amongst the group of initiatives that clubs are doing that you maybe hadn't come across before, or you went, oh my God, that's really cool, I'm going to use that idea?
I mean, Chris stood out. One of his things was hiring people, which I liked, which was his method is either it's a hell yeah, I want to hire this person, or it's a hell no, I don't want to hire this person. So that stuck out. But what he does, right? So for being able to welcome them into the club, you know, what he does, make sure that the uniform and name tag's ready, offers them a small gift, presents them with the day one agenda. That's a big differentiator when there's all these clubs and we're in such a saturated field. What better way to go about your business than having that and getting somebody started? It's really training them to be ready for the culture that you want to implement at your center.
And you've got to implement from the top. As a matter of fact, I think one of the things that he said is how important it is to get people walking around the gym floor and as the leader of the team to actually walk around the gym floor and do that yourself as well. So I think it's important. Okay, were there any other kind of big standouts, big highlights that you took away a lot from?
I have to hit Bill McBride, of course, another guest.
We love Bill McBride.
Yeah. And it's actually, so of course I said to him, and we've become good friends, and he's a great mentor of mine. And I told him, I said, you sell memberships similar to the way that I sell personal training, which is, you know, selling is solving. We're in the business of trying to provide solutions to people's problems. And he called it unselling, because we don't sell personal training or memberships because it's cheap. We're a great value business, but it's how the person internalizes that value.
Mm-hmm.
But also really making sure that, once again, he actually showed our entire map, which of course I took pictures, shared with my entire senior management team, passed on to everybody in our company. But it shows that step-by-step process for what it really should be, from that first contact phone call to greeting them at the club, the tour, so on and so forth. But he really nailed down, which was, he used the first date analogy, which is, you don't go on a first date and constantly talk about yourself. You want to learn about the other person and let the person speak. That's a common fault in some personal trainers, where they're so excited that they're talking about what they're able to do. But it's not about them. It's about how I can help you, so that every day you're enjoying our club, but also we're able to help you reach your goals.
Yep. It's such a vital thing to remember, isn't it? And one of the common pieces of advice that I hear from a lot of the people, a lot of the guests that come on the show, wow, the birds are loud here, right?
Yeah, and my phone's about to die.
They're really loud.
Right? My phone's going to die right there.
But, well, if you disappear, I'll keep talking. I'll talk to everyone that's on the line since Maddie's left the room. But one of the most common pieces of advice that we hear all the time is how important it is to listen. And how important it is that in those initial moments, whether it be a new member to the gym or a new personal training client, is that you need to have your back, Maddie. You need to have those strong listening skills, and of course questioning as well. But the listening is absolutely vital. So welcome back. Did you just plug your phone in?
Yeah, well, I tried to do it from my computer, so of course my phone wasn't plugged.
Naturally. We're smooth sailing this morning, aren't we?
Yeah, it's, you know what it is? It's the birds are throwing me off.
I know. They're throwing me off as well. Okay, so that was awesome. So thank you for sharing that about Bill McBride and his mapping strategy. Was there any other highlights that you wanted to touch on?
I actually had marked this down. So Jared Cogswell talked a lot about personal training and fitness leadership and being able to build that business. So let me at least get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, so he talked about, like, one of his things that he brought up was the fitness leader's mindset. And once again, these became some of those buzzwords, which he talked about, having your passion, being able to wear that on your sleeve at all times, or make sure that everybody knows the purpose and value with what you're trying to be doing. Making sure that you're committed to the culture, and being authentic, right? That was another key word that people kept bringing up, which was that authenticity is a differentiator for us as leaders. So I think that's important. And like he said, and we hear often in our industry, which is people have to know that you care. You're going to get attacked. You're going to get attacked.
I thought there was a bird behind me. I got scared for a minute then. I think the authenticity thing's huge. And you know what? I'm hearing it more and more often all the time. And I think with the things like emergence of, Facebook Live, people using that, and it's becoming more important to people that you're authentic in any environment that you're in. So whether it is in a gym environment, if it's a personal training client, or if you're an online trainer and you're speaking to people over this type of medium, I think that authenticity, we're going to continue to hear about the importance of that. And it is the people that are authentic that seem to be making the biggest progress in their environments and in their workplaces.
That's the truth.
Yeah, 100%. And so, Maddie, if anyone hasn't either attended IHRSA Institute or isn't necessarily someone that attends conferences, when it comes to professional development, what would your advice be now that you've done a run this year? Because you did IHRSA and you did IDEA, and now you've done IHRSA Institute, and we've got Club Industry coming up. So you're quite the networker.
What I can say is I can spend so much time reading books on leadership, or being able to listen to and learn from so many people that are on the Fitness Business Podcast, but those events humanize things for us, right? So nothing will ever remove that personal connection you have, even with all those online trainers out there. And more power to everybody. I love everybody in this business for helping people live out their best life, but you can't take away that personal touch and being able to network and hear those great ideas. It's not the same way that you can get over the phone with somebody. But for me, it's just putting yourself out there is I love just being able to network, hear from other people what they're doing, and brainstorm in that different way.
Mm. I think it's unbelievably valuable. So, hey, listen, thank you so much. After a little bit of mucking around, we got there eventually. I've got one more question for you.
Of course.
I've got one more question for you. It's really important. What book are you reading right
now? I'm using it as a prop. Okay.
Oh, no.
But I have
okay, that's all right. Yep, go.
I'm reading Extreme Ownership.
Yep.
All right. And then the other one is one that Brent Darden gave me and sought me out. And Brent is the man. Okay. And it's the Responsible Managers Get Results.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I might have to get some screenshots from you.
Yeah. I've been juggling.
When you're not using it as a prop for your phone.
It's actually, so right now my prop is my book and the bottle of Jack Daniels.
Thanks for your honesty.
I'll be honest. It's my specialty bottle that stays in the office, only to be drank during big accomplishments. So
I was going to say, you have to be pretty big goals. Good. Well, good. Hey, listen, thanks for coming on, Maddie, and congratulations again on winning the scholarship, because it's a fantastic achievement. And thanks for sharing your personal experience of attending the IHRSA Institute. And I might just take the opportunity to remind everyone, there are some big conferences still coming up. Next ones are coming up in October. There's Club Industry. I'm going to be heading over to Club Industry. So for those of you that are going, I cannot wait to catch up. And we've got lots of interviews already lined up, including Brent Darden. He's going to be coming on. So I'm looking forward to chatting to Brent once again. NorCal Fitness Summit, of course, is coming up in around the middle of October. And IHRSA European Congress. Yeah.
My NIRSA conference
are you going?
This fall, November 15th and 16th
conference
in Boston.
Say it one more time when I don't speak over you.
It is November 15th and 16th at the Boston Seaport Hotel.
Sensational. So there's lots of events coming up in the next couple of months, guys, and we'll make sure that we keep everyone up to date about those events on the show as well. So it is over and out from a very raw fitness business podcast live.
That was
from
awesome.
the birds in the park over this end to Jack Daniels' book, phone, power. We made it.
But you know
what? It
what?
happened.
Now we learned, right? We never lose. We either right. We learn or we win. But
we did it. We did it.
Honestly, Chantal, to you and everybody, just a huge thank you. I appreciate you reaching out to everybody at IHRSA once again. The faculty, everybody who helped put it together, made it an awesome event. And it truly was an honor to receive that scholarship. So I look forward to seeing you over here in the States pretty soon. And to everybody else out there, if you're not a subscriber to the Fitness Business Podcast, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Didn't even pay him for that. Hey, you know what I just thought? We need to give a big high five to Pam O'Donnell as well.
Oh, without a doubt.
The amazing Pam O'Donnell for all the hard work she does for IHRSA and for the IHRSA Institute.
She's a grinder.
Okay, guys, over and out. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody, and we'll see you. Don't forget, Monday, 8:30 a.m. for the next Fitness Business Podcast Live. I'll see you guys then. Thanks, Maddie.
Bye.
Bye.